Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good, good. Before we get started, I just wanted to make sure, how do you pronounce your last name?
Drori?
Drori. Okay. All right. Thank you.
No
Um,
problem.
all right. So I really enjoyed this. This is an interesting body horror kind of
hmm
film,
hmm
and I wanted to know how did you like get started with doing this film?
That's a great question. I about a year ago, I received the script in my email, and um, I was already a fan of Ali, the writer's writing. She had done a lot of magazine writing prior to switching to screenwriting, and I was a big fan of hers, so I was already compelled by the script. And when I read it, I loved the idea of playing this monster character who is sort of the source of villainy in the movie. And I put myself on tape with a friend and got a call back about a week later with notes from Clara, the director, who we kind of like teased out some of the moments in the scenes and put myself on tape again. And then uh, got a call from my team saying that I had booked it, and then flew to LA like just a few days later to basically to start shooting and to start rehearsing some of the intimacy scenes. And I was very like excited by and intimidated by Tara because she had a lot to carry in the course of the film. And I work with this incredible movement teacher, Julia Crockett, who um, helped me sort of explore different ways of being in my body throughout the course of the film. When Tara is first meeting Sam to all the way to the end, when without giving anything away, when there's this big confrontation and this big reveal, and we worked in terms of like exploring how that would live in my body. So that was a great anchor into how I wanted to tell Tara's story, and it made everything super playful because I did everything kind of translated through that physicality.
Right, right.
And
Okay.
then like working off of, Clara gave incredible notes. Casey was such a great partner to work off of. So I had a lot just right in front of me to go off of on the day.
Okay, nice, nice. And one of the things that you mentioned was, of course, about the character being a villain, a
Mm-hmm.
female villain. So it was really interesting to me that a lot of the movie, especially in the beginning, had to do with kind of this volatile relationship between the two of them, and
Mm-hmm.
how that kind of creates this sort of bonding, even though they're arguing and then they're together and stuff like that. And so how did it work kind of portraying that sort of relationship and how that works into what she really is about?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did a lot of work before coming to set that included a lot of Tara's personal backstory that would justify a lot of that behavior, in terms of how she gains strength throughout the course of the film, what kind of being she is, and what she needs physically from Sam in order to find her own strength. Again, I'm trying not to give away too many
Right,
spoilers,
right.
but yeah, so I had kind of given a lot of that justification to myself and worked with Clara on the same things so that we could kind of chart it over the course of the movie. And you know it's a great question. I think Casey's work brought a lot of that volatility because his character is going through so much that I was able to sort of respond off of him um, throughout a lot of those more chaotic moments and use my body or my physicality to sort of um, contain him or placate him or soothe him um, in those scenes. So you get that mix of volatility and like extreme sexual desire or sexual intimacy. And we
Mhm.
obviously worked with an intimacy coordinator for the more physical scenes, for the sex scenes, which we kind of had them the days, the schedules scattered throughout the course of production. But yeah, I think we just like made sure that the sex scenes were super connected, super sensual,
Mhm.
and that allowed for a lot of for that element of their relationship to come out, because like Tara relies on sex a lot
Right.
for like gaining his trust and for gaining other things from him as well. So just having that, a lot of that was already in the script, and it was just a matter of sort of fleshing it out and bringing it to life.
Okay. And yes, that was another thing. I thought because at first I was kind of surprised by the amount of intimate scenes in it, but given what it's about, I thought that that was really appropriate to show kind of the flip side of that and what that can do. So I was wondering, like, with doing those scenes, was there like an element of how much do you need to put into this, or how much should you keep back?
How do you mean specifically? Me as an actor, or Tara as the character, like the character Tara in
The
terms of?
the character, yeah, because I think like in the beginning you don't, it for me it was a little bit before I realized just how that she wasn't really, just how much she was hiding basically.
Right.
And so I think that, and sometimes when you see different movies with that kind of element, sometimes there's a little bit of a tell. And
Mhm.
that's one thing I noticed, that there was never really a tell on your part for the character, that that there was something else there. So
Hmm.
yeah, I like that.
Well, I think that that speaks also very well to like Ali, the writer's role, and Clara's editing and directing. Clara, I know, really wanted a slow burn for the course of the movie. Um, and I would say on my part, I think Tara's journey, as she gets stronger over the course of the films, not only in terms of like more certainty in her body, in her new body, and in her relationship with Sam and in herself, but like she literally gains like physical strength over the course of the
Mhm.
film. So working with that sense of needing that from Sam, convincing him to be physical with her so she could see that side of him, so she could study him and learn him. Like, you know, the idea of, this is so cheesy to say, but like to know someone, like the carnal knowledge is like you know someone really deeply through sexual encounters.
Mhm.
um I think that she starts kind of subtly and is not, as you said, not really giving away too much at the beginning, just so she can kind of get in there. And then once they're established and they're in a long-term relationship and they're swabbing their ears at the same time, she's very comfortable to ask him to show these sides of himself that he
Mhm.
hasn't yet shown her, so that she can gain more of him, right? So the mutual masturbation scene, or that sex scene, at that point she's like so insinuated herself in his life that she
Mhm.
feels comfortable going there, crossing that line, asking him questions that make him uncomfortable. But I think that speaks really to Ali's writing and to the metaphor of sort of making yourself indispensable to somebody, and being in their lives and insinuating yourself in their lives, in order to gain information, power, access to them. So that was always in the script from day one.
Okay, okay. And the other thing too, when I was looking up your work, I noticed you also do a food blog.
I used
The-
to. I haven't done it in ages. I used
okay. Oh,
Yeah, in a past life, before I was an actor, I worked in the magazine world, and
okay.
I was writing for a few culture magazines. And I'm super into like literary, like food writing. And so I had gotten a few of my media friends to write pieces for this sort of online uh, like food journal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a past life. I miss it
Right,
sometimes.
right.
Uh,
Well, I was wondering too, if that given the nature of the film, if that, you drew upon any of that kind of feeling to add to this role.
Well, that's a great question. I couldn't say I did consciously, but Tara's voracious, and
Right.
she, yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a little bit of that in me too, but
Okay.
consciously, I don't think I did. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything, but
Okay.
yeah, if you have
Okay.
anything.
No, no. Thank you so much. This was great. And like I said, I really enjoyed the movie.
Oh,
So
thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, nice speaking with you.